Welcome back to Aeons and Legacy. We're playing Chapter 4, A Friend in Danger, and I think this could be it. Let's hope Astria and or Death Maiden get to go before the Nemesis goes twice, and I think we might have it in the bag. Let's hope so. Like I said, it's all up to the random turn order of the shuffle, and I don't know. All right, here we go. Who is going first? We have the Nemesis. Oh my god, if it goes twice in a row, we could be in trouble. Alright, let's put the card out here. The silenced minion does nothing except lose the silence token. We knock a charge off of this one. It doesn't trigger. And what do we have here? An attack. Oh, for God's sake! Unleash twice. Oh, hell on a stick. Alright, unleashing twice means 2 tokens. Damn it. Any player destroys a card in hand, and then you evolve. Holy jeez. Any player destroys a card in hand. We have... we're just going to destroy one of the crystals from Death Maiden. Not too worried about that. The thing I am worried about, though, is evolve. When you evolve this card, read E50. Alright, let's read E50. Alright, here's E50, the scatter store. You fend off the attack with an ease that makes you uncomfortable. You wonder what the nameless skull was. You worry that you missed something, and fear what knowledge they gained. Banish scatter. Okay, we're going to banish scatter, and then we're going to place E51 in the Nemesis discard pile. Do not read any more cards. Alright, let's take a quick look at E51. And here's the lovely E51 called Demolish. Unleash 3 times. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Any player destroys 3 cards in hand. Oh my gosh. Alright, that's going to go into the discard pile. We're not finished with the Nemesis quite yet. Alright, continuing on with the Nemesis. The Nemesis has 2 tokens on here. If there's no prep spells, Gravehold suffers 4. If there's at least a prep spell, any player casts a spell. The damage must either go to Gravehold or the person casting it. Alright, we're not going to worry too much about it, and then it's going to lose 2 tokens. We're going to cast off the Spark spell from Death Maiden, and she's going to cast that against Gravehold, taking it from 9 health down to 8. I think we're okay to do that. And that's going to be the end of the Nemesis turn. Oh my god. Let's hope the Nemesis does not get to go again. It might. It doesn't. Astria gets to go. Alright, over we go to Astria. Have her take a turn. Alright, Astria's turn. She has the lovely Gravity Node. Any player discards a card in hand if they do deal 4 damage. Astria is going to discard her crystal from hand, and that's going to allow her to deal 4 damage, which goes right against the Nemesis. 13 health, down to a total of 9. We have the Nemesis on the ropes. Alright, let's take a look here. We have the Soothing Torpor. We'll keep that for last. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? We still have another spell. The Force Transfusion spell. Let's not forget that one. Deal 3 damage. It's going to be 4 because it's being from Open Breach. 4. If you have 3 or more charges, gain a charge. So, we're going to gain a charge for Astria. We're going to deal 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Nemesis is down to 5 health. Alright, we'll put the Fire Chakram in 1. We'll put the other Fire Chakram in 4. Neural Wreath. Focus any player's breach. Any player may prep a spell in hand. We're going to go overhead and do that for Death Maiden, and then we're going to silence the minion. Alright, let's do those 2 things. Feeling confident. We're going to focus Death Maiden's Breach 4, which will open it, and she gets to place a spell from in hand into that. She's going to place the Gravity Node spell in there. Oh yeah. Alright, let's go silence that minion. Alright, it's time to quiet this minion down. Again, it hasn't got to trigger once. Those Soothing Torporings are absolutely awesome. Let's go now back to Astria to finish off her turn. Oh my goodness, I have a funny feeling we might pull this off. We'll put them back in this order. At this point, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. She's got 2 cards. We're going to flip her deck over for 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be her hand the next time she goes. She's got Lifebringer, Force Transfusion, Fire Chakram. Yeah, I think we are good to go. Back we go now to turn order. Maybe we can finish this off. The bottom line here is, if this is either Death Maiden or Astria, we will crush the fungal mesh. If it's the Nemesis, we're going to have to deal with it. It's Astria. Alrighty, I think we've just won it. Let's go over to Astria, have her take her turn. Oh my goodness, we got 2 Fire Chakrams. 1 from Open Breach, 4. 2 damage, plus 1 is 3. 1 from Open Breach, 1. Another 2 damage. 3 plus 2 is 5 damage. Guess what? The fungal mesh has 5 health, and now it has none. We have crushed the fungal mesh. Wow, that was... I think Astria's health ability saved our bacon and those silence soothing torporines. Alright, that's it. We've defeated the fungal mesh. Let's zoom out. And actually, well, I guess before we zoom out, we're going to take a look at the end card of the game to see what it is we're supposed to be doing now that we've defeated the fungal mesh. Alright, here we are, Chapter 4, Conclusion. So we were told to read the front of L31 after we have finished fighting the fungal mesh for the first time, which we've done. It says, if you lost the first game, be sure to follow losing the game rules and then go to page 20. We don't have to do that. If you won a game versus fungal mesh, read the back of this card. If you lost 2 games, then... Alright, so we have won. So we're going to read the back of this card. See if I can get that kind of centered and whatever. Alright, Chapter 4, Conclusion. With the death of the Nameless, Brahma is fully freed from its mental control. As the realization of what happened sets in, she is overcome with grief. What of Mist? She asks. Please tell me she's okay. As you nod, Brahma seems flushed with sudden relief, collapsing into an exhausted sleep. The Nameless has been defeated. You are able to close its breach. As you do, you feel energy from the other side of the breach reaching out to you, begging to you. You shudder as the breach closes and the feeling dissipates. Read the back of L32. Alright, let me get out L32. We're going to read the back of it. Alright, here it is. Chapter 4, the back of L32. Conclusion. You carry Brahma to camp. She is grateful for your help and promises to continue your training once her condition improves. While you were gone, Mist was able to determine the location of other groups of survivors. She has established supply lines with these survivors, trading resources and intelligence. In the days that come, Brahma invites you to her tent every night, where she passes on arcane knowledge. So we're going to open Insight 8. We'll do that here in a second. Choose an additional effect to add to your unique starter card. Place it on your starter card where it says Unlocks End of Chapter 4. So if we look at the starter card, of course, for Death Maiden is Bug Zapper, unlocks End of Chapter 4, and we look at the starter card for Astria Lifebringer. We do get to open Insight 8, and we're going to be looking at adding an extra ability now to Bug Zapper and Lifebringer. So I will do that and come back with my decision. So I'm not going to show you the other choices I don't make to keep it kind of secret if you want to play this game for yourself. Of course, it could be different based on different choices. So be right back to see what we're going to add to Bug Zapper and Lifebringer. Alright, so I've made the choices for Death Maiden and Astria. Death Maiden's going to have the and you gain a charge when she uses her Bug Zapper. And for Lifebringer, for Astria, I said, and you may place a different gem you played this turn on top of your deck. I like that one because if we do have the Soothing Torporine to silence a minion, we can put it back on top of our deck and we can just keep doing it. We can do it more often. So that's what I'm going to choose for them. We're not quite finished yet though. So that upgrades their basic starter cards. Choose an effect. Okay, at the end of chapter. And then we have to read the front of L33. So let's take a look at that. Alright, we have Chapter 4, Conclusion Continued. There comes a point in the training of every mage where you must choose how to specialize. You can focus on strengthening your spells, granting you more destructive power, or learn to better manipulate ether, increasing your magic capacity. Each of you must choose your own path. So it tells you to open Insight 9, which I've done. It gives us new abilities on our player mats. We're going to take a look at what I chose for Death Maiden, Astria here in a second. It says choose a breach. and starting hand configuration, sticker and apply to the top of your playmat, which I did. You'll see this here in a minute. Write the name of your unique starter card on the new sticker, which I've done. Swap crystals and sparks with your allies to make sure that you have a proper starting hand and whatever. Then we read the back of this card. So let's take a look at what I chose for Death Maiden and Astria, and then we're going to read the back of this card. Alright, so for Death Maiden at the top, we've reapplied an entirely new sticker up here. She has open breach. 1 is open, so 2, 3, and 4 are now set slightly differently. We do have the Bug Zapper now on 4 crystals for her starting hand, which is slightly different. And for her starting deck is now 4 crystals and a spark, which I believe was the same as before. So that's the new and improved Death Maiden, and now let's take a look at Astria. And for Astria, what I've chosen for her is, of course, this one. So open breach 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, slightly different variations to the opening breaches. So she has Lifebringer, 3 crystals and a spark in her hand, but for her starting deck now is 3 crystals and 2 sparks. A little bit more spell heavy for her. The reason I chose this one, though, is because open breach, or 3, is actually in this position. If you focus it twice, which she has forced focus at the beginning of her first turn, she's going to end up now with 1 open and 3 open right on her very first turn. So I went a little more spell heavy with her. Alright, let's now read the back of the card L33 and see what it has to say. Alright, the Chapter 4 conclusion continued. Reveal the rest of Stop Deck 4, which I've done. These are your supply upgrades. Upgrade the supply using these cards according to page 11 of the rulebook, which means we can swap out 2 of them. And then we're going to read the front of L34. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to show you which cards I don't choose, but I will show you the 2 that I'm going to swap out. And then we're going to read the back of L33. Okay, so on the left we have our Branching Radite, which is our current supply deck card. We are going to be getting rid of this one, so away it goes. We don't need to look at that anymore. It's banished. And we do now have our new one that's replacing it, which is the Phased Portalite. It's gain 2 ether. If your breach 3 is open, gain an additional ether. I like this one because it immediately helps Astria with her, because she already starts with breach 3 open. And so that's what we're gonna swap out. So that's our first swap. We have to do 2. Let's take a look at the second one. Alright, so what we have here now is I'm going to banish the Void Mill, which is focus any player's breach. We already have Neural Wreath to focus breaches. This lets us thin our deck, but I do like the Reality Stabilizer better, which is the new relic. 2 different players destroy top card of their deck. So we're going to banish this from play, and then we're going to go right into having the Reality Stabilizers. Costing 6, a little more expensive, but it's gain 2 charges, silence a minion. So we're going to have actually 2 cards now that can silence minions, and this one gives us charges, which of course we need for Astria for healing, and we need Death Maiden to smash minions. So that's the 2 cards that I'm going to swap out. And now let's, I guess, conclude. We're going to be reading now the front of hang on. No, we're going to be reading, sorry, the front of L34. Let's get to that. Alright, Chapter 4 conclusion continued. As you await further instructions from Brahma, scouts return with news of a strange fog settling over nearby camps, leaving defenders crippled and their crystals flawed, cracked, and broken. Ooh, that sounds bad. Mist consults with Brahma in whispers before leaving camp to investigate the disturbance. So what we do is we just follow the instructions. Banish all the Nemesis cards labeled Fungal Mesh at the bottom of the Fungal Mesh Nemesis mat. Oh, and the Fungal Mesh Nemesis mats. We're going to banish them from the game. And then do not read the back of this card until you are ready to start Chapter 5, which will be in our next playthrough of this. So I'm just going to zoom out and totally wrap up our series. And with that, we finish off Chapter 4, Friend in Danger, with success. We got Death Maiden, we got Astria all leveled up, we got their new starting decks and hands all set. You went down. Fungal Mesh is out of here. So when we come back in our next playthrough series of this, Aeons and Legacy, we'll be starting Chapter 5. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes throughout this playthrough. I really appreciate it. Join me next time for, I'm not sure what. I have an idea. but we'll find out, I guess, when I get to it. So what else can I say? I somehow pulled this off. I don't know if I made the greatest choices along the way, but we somehow managed. I do believe Astria's healing ability played a big part, and silencing those minions really, really helped us out as well. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next playthrough series.